The 2025 BMW 7 Series gas model. We have some subtle new updates to talk about here, but stay tuned until the end of this video where I will be sharing with you how you can save 11% off the MSRP of these sedans, and that is before the incentives. All right, let's get started with this video. Thanks to Car and Driver, they have compiled together all of the latest updates for this 7 Series. So let's go through them. We have a new iDrive operating system, which makes it easier to use the Apple Siri voice assistant. And regarding the highway assistant, we have the optional hands-free driving mode that now suggests a lane change by having the driver simply look at the side view mirror where they want to change lanes to. And that's really it. That's all of your updates regarding the 2025 7 Series. Other than that, they have increased the price by $900 compared to last year for the pure gas models of the 7 Series. So the 740i, the xDrive version, and the 760i xDrive, the prices of these sedans have gone up by $900. And the 750e plug-in hybrid, the price has gone up by $1,000 compared to last year. Once again, the 740i, it's available in rear-wheel drive, and with the xDrive, that xDrive does add $3,000 to the price of the 740i. And these models, they come with 375 horsepower out of the 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine. The 760i xDrive, this is the model with the 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 536 horsepower. But really, that plug-in hybrid, I think that's going to be the sweet spot. It still utilizes the inline 6 engine, but here with the electric power and standard all-wheel drive, it now produces 483 horsepower. So you not only have a fuel economy benefit by going with the plug-in hybrid, you also get more power. And of course, because it's a plug-in hybrid, it can do about 34 miles of pure EV range, and that's great for your daily commute. Now regarding the i7, which is the full EV version of the 7 Series, I'll be talking about that separately in another video. Here we're going to be focusing solely on the gas-powered 7 Series models. Interior space is pretty much comprised of those massive screens, so no physical buttons and switches. For your HVAC, it is all embedded into that touchscreen. Yes, you can use the voice commands, but obviously that does not come naturally to most of us. So that is a pretty big drawback regarding these new Beamers, but a lot of car companies are now going down this route. So it is what it is. These vehicles do have some good warranty coverage, and I do like the fact that BMW gives us 3 years of complimentary maintenance. And I went on BMW's website and I built out pretty much every trim level of the gas-powered 7 Series, and you can really inflate and bloat up the sticker price of these vehicles depending on which options you want to go with, because you can get really extravagant paint colors, interior leather, a bunch of different packages, including the rear seat entertainment options. So you can really scale up the price of these vehicles to your liking and to your desire. When I built these products, I mainly just went with the executive package because that pretty much bundles together almost everything that you would want out of a flagship product. And I also went with the Bowers & Wilkins audio system because it's when you step up to these flagships where you can get the top tier audio systems. And I personally think it is worth paying that $4,800 to get the Bowers & Wilkins in these 7 Series vehicles. But again, you can add other things like the rear seat entertainment, which does look amazing. That's certainly a flex. You can get the nicer leathers, you can get bigger wheels. I just stuck with the 20s across the board for every BMW 7 Series model that I built. And for me, the 740i xDrive, that came out to be a little over $115,000. The 750e plug-in hybrid, about $120,000. And the top-of-the-line twin-turbo V8 760i, $133,000. Again, as promised at the beginning of this video, here's how you can save 11% off the MSRP of these new sedans. You can reach out to AutoCompanion, who is one of the largest car brokers in the United States. He has partner dealerships in Washington, D.C. and in California for these BMWs. And that 11% off, that is before incentives. In the description box below, I will be sharing with you a free leasing calculator provided to you by AutoCompanion. This will show you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And incentives, they stack on top of the dealer discount. So in the case of these gas-powered 7 Series models, there's an additional $6,000 that you can get in lease cash, and that's something that you do not get if you finance or pay cash for these vehicles. And I believe if you qualify for loyalty or conquest, there's some additional incentives that should be able to stack on top of the lease credit, so that's definitely a big savings. And when I ran the numbers on the various 7 Series models on a 3-year lease with no money down, assuming you have perfect credit, the 740i, it's going to be about $1,428 a month. The 750e plug-in hybrid, $1,487 a month. And the 760i, $1,660 a month. Now, lease programs, interest rates, incentives, all of these things, they change every month, but AutoCompanion's calculator, that can update every month with the latest programs. And also, the deals are also going to be region specific because every state has different taxes and sometimes even different incentives as well. But regardless, if you want to work with AutoCompanion, he is able to ship nationwide, but shipping is something you have to pay extra for. I've had 2 vehicles shipped with AutoCompanion, never had an issue. However, he does charge a broker fee, but if you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box below, he will take some money off of his broker fee. But obviously, as you can see by his deals and his discounts, he genuinely has some of the best new BMW pricing throughout the country. So his fee, I personally think, is definitely worth it, especially since he's saving you time. There's no dealer manipulation games that you have to play with. You just get the vehicle and you go. And as mentioned before, I do believe that the 750e plug-in hybrid is the best value in the lineup for more power and better efficiency, especially on a lease. The payment is only slightly more than the 740i. Granted, these payments are pretty steep. Part of that is because the interest rate of the lease, it's about 4.9%. Now, you could reduce the interest rate of this lease by putting down multiple security deposits or MSDs. This is a refundable deposit that you get back at the end of your lease. And once again, the purpose of putting down those MSDs is to reduce the interest rate, which, depending on how much of those MSDs you put down, you can almost cut the interest rate in half, which is nice. And another way you can pretty much cut the interest rate nearly in half is by doing a one-pay lease where you make all of your payments up front. So if you have cash available to you, that's something to look into. Or you can even look at alternative vehicles entirely, because AutoCompanion doesn't just represent BMW, he also represents other manufacturers as well, like Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Porsche, Volvo, Lexus, etc. And I believe on the S-Class Benz, he's got about 10% off MSRP. And if you're interested in Mercedes-Benz, it would definitely be wise for you to open up a PenFed account. All you have to do is put like $5 into a savings account and you're automatically a PenFed member. At least that's how it was for me a few years ago. I don't know if they've changed anything, but becoming a PenFed member is great because there's additional incentives that you can get on certain new cars. Like with Mercedes-Benz, you can get substantial incentives on things like the S-Class. I've seen upwards of like 10 grand in incentives just for being a PenFed member on something like an S-Class. So look into that. He's also got Audi, and he does have dealerships both in DC and in California for Audi, the A8 and the S8 sedans that could be worth looking into as well. But regardless, I just wanted to share with you this knowledge, this information, and these resources. If you appreciated this, make sure to like and subscribe and comment below. Let me know your thoughts regarding the way this new 7 Series looks. At first, it was a bit off-putting. It obviously doesn't have that classic BMW look, but I gotta say, after seeing a few of them in person, out on the road, it does certainly have presence, and it does have that big body luxury sedan swagger as it rolls down the road. So I don't completely despise it. It's certainly unique, and there's nothing else out there on the road that looks like this. So because it's captured that imperial, regal, flagship sedan aura, I'm kind of okay with the way that this looks. I just wish that BMW would actually implement some physical controls for things like your HVAC. But regardless, leave your thoughts below. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.